this Friday, and I'm going to be taking it to Madison, Alabama, from where I live here in Fayetteville, Tennessee. And then after I drop that load off, I'm going to be taking a trip from Cullman, Alabama, picking up a load there, and I'm going to go to Florence, South Carolina to start my week off. So what I usually do on the weekends that I'm home, I'll usually take the trailer and I will drop it at a local empty parking lot down the road from where I live. It's about a half a mile from where I live. And I'll leave the trailer there for the weekend. So on Monday or Tuesday, whenever I start my week, I'll come back over here to get my trailer, and I'll either finish the load that started on Friday, or I'll pick up the empty trailer and take it to get loaded to start the week. A lot of times truckers have a difficult time finding a place to park for the weekend, but there's a local store here where the guy allows me to park my trailer, and other truck drivers allows them to park their trailers here as well for the weekend, and I don't have to pay anything, so I really appreciate that from him. It does cost truck drivers to park their trucks sometimes, especially for long periods of time like me. And what I like to do is, once I hook up to the trailer, I like to give it a little bit of a tug in first gear. That way I know that it's... Oh, and pull the parking brake. Make sure nothing's broken or cracked or coming apart. Make sure the tires ain't flat. Check them all, make sure they're good to go. Make sure there's nothing in here that's going to cause a problem. I'm gonna come back here, check the back of the trailer, make sure everything looks good. Check the tires here. Make sure and look at the front of the truck too. Make sure there's nothing wrong with the front. There's no oil up underneath or anything like that. I do have a load in this trailer that I started out with on Friday, and this baby is heavy. I'm at about 42,000 pounds in the trailer, so this truck is probably close to 80,000 pounds. So I think many people have the idea that truck driving is an easy job, right? You sit in a truck, you hold the steering wheel, and you drive down the road all day. Well, I wish that were true, but it's really not. It takes a lot of time and energy and effort to make the deadlines that I have to meet. Like, for example, I'm picking up a load in Cullman, Alabama today, and I'm going to be delivering it to Florence, South Carolina. Now, my load is supposed to be picking up sometime this afternoon. It's Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. So I'm going to be picking up this load of chicken. By the time they get done loading me, I'm going to have to pretty much drive overnight to get to my appointment around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've been up all day today, and then I'm going to have to drive tonight. So I'm not going to really have a lot of time to sleep. And sometimes that's what's required of truck drivers, is to make hard deadlines like that. That's just the way it is. And you know, not to mention, being away from your family is pretty taxing, you know. It takes a toll on you after a while. And so being home weekends is something that I cherish a lot. You know, I want to make sure that I'm home on the weekends if I can be. That way that my children can see me, my wife can enjoy my time with her. And you know, a lot of truck drivers don't even have that convenience. Many truck drivers today are over the road and they're gone for weeks at a time, sometimes up to a month, and they don't get to stay home. So it has its own challenges, you know. Plus two, we're driving an 80,000 pound plus vehicle compared to, you know, a half ton or a whole ton pickup. You got a lot more responsibility involved, and it takes a lot more focus from us. There's a lot of areas that we can't drive in that many of you car drivers can drive through. We can't drive through. All right, so let me put my food in my refrigerator. So my wife does a really good job at doing food prep for me every week. Looks like we got some shrimp and jalapenos. It's looking pretty good. Got pulled pork and mashed potatoes. Awesome. What else do I got? I got creamy pasta, chicken sausage. By the way, my wife makes this stuff. She is super awesome at all of these meals that she makes for me every week. Not sure what that is. It doesn't have a label. Oh, what do we got here? We got buffalo chicken. And then she says, te amo. In Spanish, that means I love you. My wife is Latina. She's a Mexicana, and she's super spicy. All right, what else we got? We got hot sauce, chili habanero. Oh, look at that. Oh, and by the way, I got to make a mail delivery. So what I'll do is I'll take and I'll put these in my refrigerator, which is on my floor here. And I'll organize these in my fridge to keep them cold during the week. So when it comes time to eat them, they're fresh. And I'm gonna put my salsa in there. What else do I got? Oh, yeah. So I have kombucha, raw kombucha. Really good for your stomach. This has got live culture in it, and got really good probiotics and bacteria that really helps your stomach. So I have that for the week. Oh, and then she gives me these Chobani yogurts. These things are bomb diggity. I love these things. So I keep those in my refrigerator as well. Put those in there. The most important thing, scorpion pepper salt. This is a must when going over the road for your meals. And also too, I don't know if you can see this, but I put my meals, my meals are cold. So what I do is I have a hot Logic, and this thing warms up your meals. So right now I have some sausage left over, and looks like some chicken or some, it might be pork. But I put my meals in here to warm up. I don't use a microwave. Microwaves really destroy the food and take out all the nutrients. And so I'll keep my water in here. I got a 64 ounce thing of water here that I keep with me next to my driver's seat. So while I'm driving, I'm able to just reach down and grab it and get some water out of there. Also got some chips, healthy chips. I got bananas and a lot of fruit. I got fruit drinks. I got fruit drinks as well, sparkling strawberry. She gave me sparkling watermelon. Oh, and my wife makes these awesome chocolate covered apples. These things are awesome. So I got those for desserts this week. Look at that loading dock there. Pretty shady. One of the smallest load docks that I've been on to unload my truck. I usually make sure that the trailer's clean, you know, relatively. Looks pretty clean, so I'm gonna make sure that before I go to my next load, I wanna make sure it's clean, because sometimes the shipper will not load my trailer if the trailer's dirty, especially for these reefer trailers that I have. These reefers that hold all cold products and food and stuff, you want to make sure that they're not contaminated, so you got to make sure they're clean. All right, so we are here at this shipper, and what I usually do is just park out here where all the other trucks are. Howdy. My number is 1-3699. All right, so we are checked in officially. Now it's time to wait, buddy. So the temperature on this one's going to be 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we're gonna do is we're going to turn this on. So once it's set to 25 degrees, it will begin to cool the whole trailer down, so that by the time they're ready to load me with the fresh chicken, it's gonna be good to go. Woo, well, it has been a long night. I got loaded at my first shipper there for the week at around 6 or 7 o'clock last night, and I had to pull an all-nighter to get over here to Florence, South Carolina. And I'm finally here, and that sun is in my eyeballs, buddy. Wow. You want to talk about dangerous stuff? Try driving down I-20 going eastbound at sunrise. It is a killer. All right, well, here we are in downtown Florence, South Carolina. Gonna take a left here and we're gonna be arriving at the receiver with this load of fresh chicken. All right, well, let's back up into this loading dock. This loading dock is not as easy to get into as most, but it is manageable. Considering I have been here a couple times before, I know how to do it. But we're gonna come over here and swing out. It's one thing about truckers is we have to have a lot of space when we're backing into places. And some places we've got to back into definitely is not for the faint of heart sometimes. Let's go open them doors. Chicken has arrived. So if you like Chick-fil-A, it's coming from me, buddy. All right, well, let's get this thing unloaded. All right, we're ready to rock. All right, so you'll notice there is chicken goo in the bottom of this trailer floor. See that juicy stuff? So I'm gonna have to get a washout in this trailer right up the road. Let's go. So I came down here to the Blue Beacon to get my trailer washed out because I got a lot of chicken grease in the floorboard, and this place, every time I come here, is packed. There's never been a time that I have been here that has not been busy. And today it is extra busy, especially with it being so beautiful and nice outside. Guys are getting their truck washed, so I'm gonna be sitting here waiting a little while, and it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll see how long this takes. All right, well, the washout's done. Trailer looks pretty clean. I'm gonna go inside to this Petro fuel station and get some goodies. This is your typical truck stop. You got your trucker apparel, hats, and you got your shirts, you got your sweaters, and you got your basically camping gear. Anything that you can use to heat up your meals. You got your tool section over here on this side. Got all your accessories for your trucks over here, and of course everything else like your motor oil and windshield wiper fluid, things like that. Typical truck stop. A lot of times they have books that you can read to as well. Over here you got your GPS's and you got your CB radios, and you know, you got your trucker accessories like your walkie-talkies, your headsets, things like that. Here are the headsets for the truck drivers. These Monster Mean Bean coffees are phenomenal. Yes, they are loaded with sugar and bad chemicals, but they keep me awake at night. And that to me is what matters most. All right, well, we're gonna get fuel now. Fuel can get pretty expensive, and across the country, just depends on where you are. Further north you go, it can get pretty pricey. So typically each week I'll spend, just depending on how heavy the loads are and if I'm going up mountains, how far I'm traveling, on average each week I'll spend anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 just in diesel. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is the costs involved in truck driving is pretty crazy sometimes. But that's why you got to find the good loads. Some loads pay really good and some loads don't pay that good. Let's let's check my reefer fuel. This is run on diesel also. Just want to make sure I got enough. And it looks like I'm doing pretty good on reefer fuel. I spent about $575 on fuel. I gotta get cash advance because I spent my own personal money on the trailer washout that I did earlier. So my boss will give me a ComCheck code and I'll type that in and I'll get a cash advance if I make any payments on my own, like if I buy diesel, which I usually don't buy diesel, but if I buy like a trailer wash or a truck wash, or I buy something that's pertaining to the truck, I'll buy it with my own card and then I'll send the bill over to my company and they will reimburse me using a ComData card or a check or something like that, so I can get a cash advance at the grocery store or at the fuel station. So it's a lot of fun to be out on the road. That's one thing about truck driving that a lot of people don't think about, is the freedom that's really involved in truck driving. I mean, compared to a factory, I used to work in a factory for several years. I did plumbing, I worked in the funeral business for a little while, and I did some indoor factory type stuff. I hated indoor factory type stuff. I hated being indoors, and I've been driving trucks for just over 6 years now. I love what I do. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. I honestly feel free. I feel like that it's a lot of fun. So I encourage you, if you're wanting to know if you should leave that 8 to 5 job at that local factory and get out over the road and see the country, do it. I've earned way more than it took to go to school. So it's definitely worth it. I think you should do it. I've done it, and it's a lot of fun. Another beautiful day. Headed over to LJ, Georgia to take this load that I got last night. All right, let's get on down the road. We got to get to LJ before 12. And it is about 7:30 now. We got about 3.5 hours. What's up? How are you?
You vlogging?
How did you guess? Yeah, I do. I got my my channel here. I can give it to you. You can watch it. Okay. Big Rig Pro. Yeah, probably so. Giveaway. Yep, we're gonna have you on the YouTube channel most likely. You know, people, when they see a camera, I got my camera with me, you know, as a truck driver, when you're checking in, it's like, we don't allow cameras on site, you know. But she's like, hey, you must do vlogging. And I'm like, well, yeah. We're gonna be waiting today for a little bit until they're ready for me to get on the door to get the rest of this load. Now, this thing is about half full. I loaded it last night in Sumter, South Carolina, and it's only about half full, so they're gonna load the rest of the half right here at Pilgrim's Pride in LJ, Georgia, and then I'm going to take both of these loads in this trailer to Birmingham, Alabama tonight. Well, the refrigerator is dead. I don't know why it's not working, but the food in it is now bad. I feel sorry for my wife. She made all the food. I have like 3 meals left, but they're pretty much unedible. So I don't have any other way to cool this now, so probably gonna have to toss this food out, unfortunately. But so what do you do when you have a refrigerator that doesn't work and your food is bad? You eat Mexican food. That's what you do. Well, it is 5 o'clock Eastern time. I got here at about right at exactly lunchtime, right at 12 o'clock today. And they have taken the past 5 hours check me in to get me loaded. And I've only got half a load. The other half was from last night in Sumter, South Carolina. So they're just now finishing me up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've been waiting about 5 hours. And that's pretty typical for poultry processing places. But that's trucking, man. That's just the way things are. You're gonna have to learn to be patient. You're gonna have to learn to wait. And you know, there's other things I could be doing. I could be editing videos, doing work from my laptop, making phone calls. You know, because I do run a another business, film and photography business. So, you know, I could be doing other things, but it's just like I'm ready to go. Park here for the night. I am in Talladega, Alabama, right off of I-20. I'm going to park here at this Pilot, right down the road from the Speedway, and I'm going to make my delivery in the morning in Birmingham. But I want to show you a little bit about what we have to deal with as truck drivers going over the road on a daily basis, and that thing is parking spaces. Just about every night we have to deal with very limited capacity. These guys have been on the road all day and they're ready to park their truck and rest, and sometimes we just can't find a space to do that. So I'm gonna get some sleep tonight, and I'm gonna wake up about 6:30-ish and make my way down to Birmingham, about 45 minutes away from where I'm at, and make this delivery right there in downtown Birmingham. So I will see you tomorrow morning. Good night. Well, good morning. It is Friday, day 4, and I slept pretty good. Now let's go deliver this load to Birmingham. Beautiful day. We're gonna get this load emptied and head home. Tip for you non-truckers. You'll notice that I'm in the left lane and I have to turn right. The reason for that is because I have to get this trailer to hook around this corner without hitting the curb. So in small city streets like this, it's good to keep an eye out for truckers, because they have to swing wide, or else, unless you want your car to become a tin can, I can crush it. That would take me back north where I live. I'm only about an hour and a half, 2 hours from my house, because I'm right here just north of Birmingham. I waited for a little while and we tried to look around to find something, but we didn't really find anything, so I'm just gonna go back to the house. Best part about coming home. What's up, sweet boy? What you doing, sweet Mr. Handsome? Oh, my sweet Handsomes. He's my sweet Handsome? Is that what he is? Thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe if you want. And if you want to see more content like this, let me know about it in the comment section. Thanks again for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.